Hello, hello. So let's see what we got going on today. Ooh, there we are. It says here a get this on. A cracked piece of metal healed itself in an experiment that stunned scientists. Ooh, got some Wolverine metal. What's going on? It's probably something ridiculous, like part of it healed, like it could have just been like the pieces just being attracted to each other through like magnetism or something, and it looks healed, but it's not perfectly sealed back, and it's just something stupid. Uh, File this under that's not supposed to happen. Scientists observed a metal healing itself, something never seen before. If this process can be fully understood and controlled, we could be at the start of a whole new era of engineering. A team from Sandia National Laboratories and Texas A&M University was testing the resilience of the metal using a specialized transmission electron microscope technique to pull the ends of the metal 20 times every second. That sounds like something that would magnetize the metal. I'm just saying, it seems like the atoms just, they just got pulled back together in a small part, and the rest of it is still kind of messed up. They didn't observe the self healing at ultra small scales. Knew it. In a 40 non nanometer thick piece of platinum suspended in a vacuum. Cracks caused by the kind of strain described above are known as fatigue damage, repeated stress and motion that causes microscopic breaks, eventually causing machines or structures to break. Amazingly, after about 40 minutes of observation, the crack in the platinum started to fuse back together and mend itself before starting again in a different direction. Okay, what started again in a different direction? It mended together and then separated again? Uh, Yeah, the men's stuff will start to get in a different direction. All right. Pulling forces, red arrows, created a crack that healed green in platinum metal. Okay. So the crack right here and it healed, and they're pulling it in that direction. All right. This was absolutely stunning to watch firsthand, says material scientist Brad Boyce from Sandia National Laboratories. We certainly weren't looking for it. What we have confirmed is that metals have their own intrinsic natural ability to heal themselves, at least in case of fatigue damage at the microscopic scale. Is it really healing itself, man? Does the tiny pieces have independent movement like our cells does? These are exact conditions, and we don't know yet exactly how this happened, how this is happening, or how we can use it. However, you think about the cost and the effort required for repairing everything from bridges to engines to phones. There's no telling how much different self-healing metals can make. But it'll also be very expensive, and it would probably require a huge energy consumption and whatever energy is required to cause the maybe the atoms or whatever uh, the material is made of to come back together. It's not something that can be used in a large scale, I don't think. And while the observation is unprecedented, it's not wholly unexpected. In 2013, Texas A&M University material scientist Michael Demkowicz, Demkowicz worked on a study predicting that this kind of nanocrack healing could happen, driven by the tiny crystalline grains inside metals, essentially shifting their boundaries in response to stress. But are they independently doing that, or is another force acting upon them to make them gravitate back together? Like I'm thinking, it's probably some sort of magnetism. Demkowicz, this just seems wrong. Also worked on this latest study using updated computer models to show that his decade-old theories about metal self-healing behavior at a nanoscale matched what was happening here. That the automatic mending process happened at room temperature is another promising aspect of the research. Metal usually requires a lot of heat to shift its form, but the experiment was carried out in a vacuum. It remains to be seen whether the same process will happen in conventional metals in a typical environment. A possible explanation involves the process known as cold welding, which occurs under ambient temperatures whenever metal surfaces come close enough together for their respective atoms to tangle together. Typically, thin layers of air or contaminants interfere with the process in environments like the vacuum of space. Pure metals can be forced close enough together to literally stick. Yeah, that's what I figured happened. Some sort of force pushed them together, and they just like, because the break happened at such a small scale, it didn't go out of alignment fast enough that they could just come back together naturally. My hope is that this finding will encourage metals researchers to consider, under the right circumstances, materials can do things we never expected. Yeah, I guess, man. If it can be upscaled, sure, but it's probably a phenomenon that's like only applicable to like a specific type of break, uh, a break on a microscopic scale that can be easily quickly put back together. If it's a break due to outside forces that don't break in a sort of exacting way, uh, it may not be able to be put back together like that. Anyways, that was interesting. Until next time.